Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Scott in the Old Curiosity Shop, and it's time for a small Christmas sale. Now, I want to go ahead and get everything listed today so that we have 7 days for the auctions, and then hopefully I can get the things in the mail just before Thanksgiving. You might not receive your packages the day after Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people start decorating at that time. But you'll certainly get your packages by, hopefully, Thanksgiving weekend, if that makes any sense. So this is just a little bit of what I'm going to be putting up for auction today. Almost everything is listed. I'm working on it. And let's talk about what you see. Now, I will say, I've got some Christmas music playing in the back, but we're getting a little bit of a storm getting ready to come in here, and the wind is howling through the windows. I haven't really winterized my windows yet, so you'll hear a little bit of that. I'm going to start with this guy, but the original box, or what's left of it, is way down here. And actually really, not terribly bad. It's got Scotch tape on it, and we can see this originally sold for 98 cents. Santa wreath illuminated. And I don't know if this is a Noma product or a GE. I'm sure it says on there somewhere. But you get the box in the condition that it's in. You might be able to restore it. Sometimes you can restore these old boxes. And I love the above the children's beds. Okay, very 50s. Above your mantle in a store. In a window. I mean, they're very, very creative with their suggestions of how we're supposed to display this thing. It may look like, in fact, it does look very odd in the video. It looks like we have one light bulb just illuminating his one cheek. Trust me, in person, it doesn't look quite that bizarre. This is kind of a plasticky stuff. We don't have any really major issues with it. But you can see on the back, it's easy to just move the light wherever you want it. You just pull it right out of the back. And in fact, there's a spring on it, which helps it to stay in there. I moved the light over. There it is. That's a little bit better in the center of his head. So all original, probably dates to the 50s. And again, as I said, this is a plastic material. Now, I am selling this tree. I'll ship this one. 2 pieces, of course, Holland mold, Atlantic mold. I forget which one this is. I like the snow, and we do have the hole in the top for the star. A lot of people want there to be a hole in the top for the star. Now, we're missing a lot of the plastic jewels on this. We're missing a lot of them. Okay, but I'm selling it without the jewels. I think almost everybody knows you can go and get these online. A few years ago, they were selling them at the craft stores. And I don't know what you have in your area. I don't have a Hobby Lobby right here where I live, but I know many of you, I hear you always talking about that store. So sometimes you can get them there. Sometimes you can also get them online very inexpensively. So whoever does win this particular vintage ceramic, these are not the Japan reproductions that are being sold today. This is the old thing. And you just, get some of the jewels and you'll be all set. You can get the star for the top as well. It's a nice one. I love Anchor Hocking charm, and what I've done here is I've put together a 4-piece, sort of a dessert set. Really, these are the dinner plates. You're going to get 8 plates. You will receive 4 plates in ruby red and 4 plates in forest green. The luncheon or dinner plate size. Then you will also receive 4 green dessert plates and the red cup and saucer. Okay, so 8 plates, but really a place setting for 4, and you can mix and match it. The Anchor Hocking charm pattern is still very popular, especially with the mid-century crowd. It's not quite as fussy as some of the earlier Depression glass patterns. I neglected to say that you're also going to get a cream and sugar with it. Now, these are not in the charm shape, but they are Anchor Hocking, and it is the right color. So we'll just include that. Very diverse because you can use your 4 green plates or your 4 red plates. It looks very nice when you have bright light on it, which I think the sun is trying to come out now, so maybe we'll be able to see a little bit better the Christmas things we have. Let's go way down here and do this tree, which that's the only thing not listed. And I just got that. It needs to be cleaned a little bit. Amazingly, it's missing nothing. It has its star on the top, and that's a big one. That's actually, oh, that's a few inches larger than the one down here. So I need to get this cleaned up and figure out how I'm going to get it all boxed up, and then I'll get that listed. But that's an old one, not a Chinese reproduction. Let me speed it up as I'm about ready to lose my sunlight for the day. 2 poodles that aren't that easy to find with little candy canes on their hind legs. They are candle holders, not salt and pepper shakers. And they're about 3 inches tall, the little begging poodles from the 1950s made in Japan. I don't see them every day. Another Noel set that I don't see every day, and one in mint condition just sold not too long ago for close to $250. Now this one, we have damage on all 4 pieces. The damage has been repaired, and whoever did the repair work did a very good job. Much better job than I usually see. Let's talk about the damage. The letter N was broken and completely glued, but it almost just looks like scratches there on the front. They did a very good job on that repair. Someone here was decapitated. I cannot remember. I believe it was the letter O. We can see right there, she's been re-glued, and everybody else has some wingtip damage. That's not a commentary on their shoes. See right there, there's a little, somebody used to tell me, get yourself a good herringbone tweed sport coat with patches on the elbows and a nice pair of wingtip shoes, and you can communicate with anybody. So this is an unusual set here, Noel. The angels with the nice great big red letters. We have a crocheted Mr. and Mrs. Claus here. Hard plastic, 1950s or 60s. I really don't know my dolls, you know that. But they do have the sleepy eyes. We'll put her to sleep. You better get your beauty rest while you can, Mrs. Claus. You're going to be busy in a few weeks. And so they have the little googly eyes there, we can see. And she's hard plastic. We won't go too far there. We'll just look at that part. Nicely made by somebody. Very realistic. The hair. It looks to me like we've got a female dressed up here as Santa Claus. Perhaps that's what's going on here. Keep blinking your eyes. It's going to get you nowhere. A very busty, oh my, and speaking of busting, we're busting out all over. Oh, no wonder the beard is so long. My word. He's a healthy Santa, isn't he? All right, fix your beard. Anyway, I have seen this listed as an ashtray, and I suppose it could have been. There's a spot there for your cigarette to dangle. But who would smash a lucky strike out on Santa's head? I certainly wouldn't do that. You'd be getting a lot of coal for Christmas, that's for sure. He's got a hole in the back so you can hang him on the wall. Some glitter there, a little bit of paint loss. There's your Holland mold or Atlantic mold, I don't remember which. Sometimes it's visible on the bottom. A napkin holder, I suppose, but I would put Christmas cards in there. Okay. A hobby piece there from probably from the 1970s or 80s. These little angels, there would have been a few more to go with them playing other musical instruments. I believe one lost her wings and they were re-glued, but they did a really good re-glue job on those. We've got one playing the harp and one on a squeeze box or concertina or something like that. They're little Japan pieces, and they're not salt and pepper shakers, they are little figurines. These two are the funniest little things I've ever seen. They're cardinals, and it took me half a minute to figure that out. I didn't really pay any attention to the plumage on their little heads, but I should have looked at their tails. And that's what he's doing. I guess he's busy grooming his tail. I don't know. We've got Japan still on that one. And they, as I said, they have little cardinal tails and little cardinal hats on their heads. So I guess they are, well, they don't look like pixies or elves, so we'll just call them funny little Christmas cardinal people type figurine things. Noel spelled backwards is Leon. How many of you annoyed your grandparents by rearranging their figurines in the living room? I'm certain that I did. This is a nice boxy set here. And it's got holly berries on the front, made in Japan. We can put some larger size candles in these. That's a nice set right there. I skipped over Mr. and Mrs. Claus in their spaghetti string over here. Nice to have a matching set together. Both marked Napco, I think, with the same number on the bottom, so same series. And you can use his sack in the back for candy canes or some type of an arrangement. Mrs. Claus has one too. I think everybody must have had a set of these figurines in the 1950s and 60s. They're nice medium size. There. Okay, made in Japan. I like those a lot. Really, no chips or cracks or any issues with those two at all. And we talked about everybody here. Here's a beautiful red dish with some silver overlay on it, which would be just lovely at Christmas time for all kinds of candy and nuts and whatnot. I'm not sure of the maker. It has a mid-century feel to it. And then, of course, we recognize Anchor Hocking's vase here, which we see in Vitrock sometimes, and there it is in ruby red, with no decoration on it. Probably an Indiana glass piece, and it reminds me a lot of their modern classic pattern from the 30s. It's painted on the back, which is the way they did it in the factory. It was a very inexpensive way of putting wonderful design, colorful designs. So here's a tidbit tray, sometimes advertised as a sandwich tray or a snack tray, cracker tray in the Depression era. Everybody had these. Boy, your Christmas cookies would look wonderful on that. All made of glass without any chips, cracks, or damage other than some silver loss. But your ginger snaps are going to cover up that silver loss anyway, right? Okay, and we talked about this guy over here that I've got to get all cleaned up. That's the only one that's not listed yet. Let me see. I know I'm forgetting. I'm going to be working on, I got my hands on, I think I've got about 6 or 7 of these, and they're dated 1988. It is the original ceramic Christmas tree lighting kit, but I haven't listed these yet, so hold tight. If you need one of these, I'm going to be throwing them on really soon. They're all original 1988 unopened, so you can go ahead and light your Christmas tree. The whole thing is in there, even a light bulb. Okay, so we'll back up again. And as I said, going to be working on that. But there's my little Christmas display for, well, not display, but it's what I've got for sale at the moment. I'm going to be trying to go through the boxes and see what else I have between now and Christmas to get out for you. I did unplug him so that he wasn't burning for too much. Actually, I needed the outlet for something else. It's all up for sale in the old Curiosity Shop. The link is in the description box below. I don't know, is it beginning to look a lot like Christmas at your house? The tradition in my family was not to put anything up until just a couple weeks before Christmas. And in fact, when my dad was a kid, he used to say they put their Christmas tree up on Christmas Eve. But it seems like a lot of folks, the minute we get the Halloween Tootsie Rolls out of our teeth, we're ready for Christmas, and I guess that's okay. If it gets us in a happy Christmas mood, why not? That's it for now. Have a nice weekend, whatever you're doing. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, saying wait for the cat. Thanks for watching, and so long for now.